speed to really keep up in today's game. And it all kind of changed when he came into the league, and his shot really didn't transition. That was the big thing for him. He had a great shot in junior, and it really didn't transition into being a great shot in the National Hockey League. We see instances of it, but it's not consistent enough to put him in like a 20-goal kind of category.
Right, and that's what's missing from his game. Everyone wanted to put up 20, 25 goals a season, and it just hasn't translated. But yeah, I'm not upset with him being a role player and getting a low dollar amount, but a respectable guy, right? So yeah. I don't mind seeing him get 20, 30 or 25, 35 points on third or fourth line. One more question in our chat, Drew. He says, "What game are we most excited about?" I mean, obviously we're excited about the 21st, Drew. Yeah. Eddie's coming to town. We originally planned to go to that game because we wanted to see Rasmus Dahlin play for the Buffalo Sabres, and then lo and behold, the Ducks come out about a week or so later and say, "Hey, we're going to retire Paul Kariya's jersey on that night." So that being my favorite player and your favorite player, just mixed for just being a perfect weekend. Come hang out with Jason and I and our families. We're going to do a watch party. We can kind of transition now what we have planned here, and watch party on the 20th against Vegas. I believe it's going to be at the Lamppost Pizza over here in Yorba Linda. We'll get more details on that as it gets closer. There'll most likely be prizes there, so if you guys want to show up, we'll do some raffles, maybe play a game, but definitely be watching the Ducks in Vegas play. And then the next night, I mean, absolutely, whoever's at the game and wants to meet up, I'm sure we'd all love to hang out with you guys and talk hockey and intermission or maybe pregame on Sunday the 21st. But any more thoughts on that weekend, Eddie?
No, just it's going to be really exciting. I think it was crazy how it worked out, and now we're going to have the watch party and everything, and meeting some people at the game. So definitely come out to that. That will be a lot of fun. We will be doing a live post, probably two then, right? Or maybe I guess it would be two live in person for us post game shows. One after the watch party for the Vegas game, and then one after the Buffalo game. So we'll be having two live post game shows when the season starts back up again, which will be exciting. We haven't done that before. They've all been over Skype so far, so that will be an interesting setup for sure.
If we somehow had 40 to 50 people show up at frickin' Lamppost Pizza and watch the game with us, I would do a live post-game show there at the pizza place with mics and our board all set up. That'd be fun. It'd be interesting. It'd be cool. But I mean, honestly, it would be kind of interesting to see if they'd even let us do it. And that's why I was saying if we bring enough people in to to fill the place, they'd be like, all right, you guys can talk like idiots with microphones in your mouth, even though you guys aren't famous in our pizza joint. We'll see how it goes. We'll figure the venues to be decided, I guess, for a post game show, but definitely a watch party there at the pizza place on the 20th.
Yeah, so kind of going into the beginning of the season, we got a lot of things planned that we don't have a lot of confirmation on yet, but we've got a lot of things planned for the start of the season for Forever Mighty and for the Puck Guys as well. So kind of stay tuned for that. I don't know, this might be the last show of the summer, depending on if they have some more news. I hope not, but we've got a lot planned coming in September, and then of course in October. Forever Mighty 3 Stars will be back. Cool Hockey is again sponsoring us, so we'll be having jersey giveaways for every winner for each month during Forever Mighty 3 Stars. So that's a lot of third jerseys if you want to win one that way. And speaking of third jersey giveaways, like we mentioned in the beginning of the show, we are doing one right now. So if you're listening to this and you haven't seen our social media, we have 3 ways to enter right now. You can enter through Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And we'll be doing different ways to enter throughout the summer because the jerseys don't come in stock until October. So check those ways to enter right now, and then we'll be having a bunch of different ways to enter through August and September. And that's pretty much it. I mean, we've got, like Patrick already said, the watch party and everything, so just kind of stay tuned for what plans we have coming up.
And by the way, man, shout out to anybody listening to this podcast that is new to the show or new to Puck Guys, and you guys went over and followed us on all of our social medias. We had hundreds of people sign up. I mean, even if you just signed up to win a jersey and you're not listening to this, we appreciate the support. We hope you guys listen to the show and enjoy our content either way. But shout out to everybody who did that. That was awesome for us. Gives us more visibility, and we love you guys for it. But as we end the show, we got to turn it over to our interviews here with Nolan Walker and Bo Grew. Take it away, man. Hey, everybody. We've got a special guest today on Forever Mighty. We have Nolan Walker. hockey player, obviously. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on this show. And I got to see a little bit of him at the Ducks development camp. What's going on, Nolan? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're good. We just wanted to reach out and chat about your experiences with, growing up in Alaska playing hockey. And like I mentioned, we saw you at the Ducks development camp, which was cool. Word is you just committed for next year to the NCAA, though, right?
Yeah, I'm committed to St. Cloud State University. It's about an hour north of Minneapolis, so I'm really excited for next year.
How was it though growing up? Before we get to the college part of your life, how was it growing up playing hockey in Alaska? I mean, the most we know of it here is like Mystery, Alaska, and that's about it. Like most of us haven't been up there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess hockey's pretty big up here and it's cold. I guess I started when I was around 3 years old. My dad got me into hockey. I guess he's kind of cliche, but I started outside, skating on the outdoor rinks and on the lakes too. My buddy's backyard I used to live on. I guess growing up here, a lot of guys like to skate outside and stuff, and I guess we love to do that here. And I started playing for the Alaska All-Stars. It's a little program that my friend's grandpa actually started. I played for them until I was about 13 or 14, and I left home to go to Culver Academy in Indiana to prep school. So, I guess I just started outside here in Alaska and then continued to do that until I left home because I knew I had to leave Alaska in order to pursue my goals and dreams of playing at the higher levels of hockey. So,
yeah, that's a huge change, huh? Going from the wilderness that is Alaska that a few people down here have seen to go into the middle of the United States has got to be quite the change.
Yeah, it was a huge change. I think it's probably harder for my parents because I left so young. I got recruited by Culver at this regional camp in Colorado Springs. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's like kind of like Pacific District camp for Western states in the United States. So yeah, they were there out scouting, and then they started talking to me, and then I kind of looked into the school. I never really heard of it until they started to reach out to me, and then I applied for a scholarship, and then I received a full ride scholarship. So I thought it was a no-brainer to leave home and kind of start my real journey of hockey.
Yeah, and you talked about having to leave Alaska to kind of move on in your hockey career. Well, what's hockey development like there? Is it growing? Is it getting better with some of the guys making it to the NHL like Scott Gomez and Dubinsky and Nate Thompson? Yeah. Is it getting better?
I think, I think it's trying to get better. I mean, guys, I think there's more kids playing obviously now.
Yeah.
I knew that I know a lot of kids my age had to leave home early, just because I know a lot of scouts don't really come up to Alaska and recruit kids. Like, we always had to go on trips, we always actually went to California for tournaments, and then we also went to Chicago or Minnesota. So I think hockey here is growing with the kids skating outside, and just for the passion of hockey. It's great weather for outdoor hockey, and so I think it's getting better and better each year.
Is it a boost for guys from the area to see, like I said, guys like Scott Gomez and Brandon Dubinsky and Nate Thompson make it to the NHL? Yeah. Is it like a boost for them to see them, or a boost for you guys to see them succeed?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys know. Everyone here knows who those guys are, and everyone watched them growing up, and I guess they're at the highest level, and I think kids here want to do that, and they want to be the next kid that comes out of Alaska. I mean, and that's one of my goals, is to one day hopefully play in the NHL and be a guy that kids can look up to one day. So,
dude, you talk about all those outdoor rinks. We don't have anything like that out here. I think the closest we get is we have I think there's 4 or 5 roller hockey rinks out sprinkled around parks, but they don't really have nets set up or anything, dude. I'm super jealous about your childhood experiences with hockey. I just have never been treated that way.
Yeah, no, it's not only just rinks. Kids will skate on lakes here, and I try to do that. And but most
you're killing me,
man.
We don't have that.
Yeah, it's close to my house. There's a rink that that they do actually, and they they'll like actual Zamboni it too, and it's actually really good ice. Like we'll get real games outside and go out there at night. It's really cold and play for a few hours. So
got to get out to Canada and Alaska, Pat. You gotta get out here and experience skating on a lake.
As long as it doesn't get as hot as it does in parts of Toronto where you're at, man. I mean, what Nolan's just saying right now sounds beautiful to me, but you just experienced the 100 degrees too. I don't know if I could do that in Canada.
No. It's I dream of the weather that they're having right now.
So Nolan, you chose the USHL route out of high school. Was that something that you and your family kind of decided out, or was that just like what interested you to going in there, or was major junior an option in Canada?
I knew education is important to me. I kind of talked to some WHL teams. I know they have like the Bantam draft. I don't know if you guys know all about that. But I talked to a few teams, and I kind of told them I wanted to go the college route because I don't know. I just always grew up. I watching University of Alaska Anchorage, the college here. So I kind of wanted to play college hockey when I was older. It looked like a great environment, and the fans and all that. So I wanted to go the college route. So I left home kind of pursuing to play 4 years of high school and then hopefully go to juniors and then college next. So that was my whole dilemma. So.
No, that makes sense though. So I mean, you ended up getting you played for the Sioux Falls, right? Stampede.
Yeah.
And
Sioux Falls,
you had a good season, which totally earned you the development camp invite, I bet, from the Ducks. How exciting was it for you to get that call?
Oh, it was awesome. Actually, last year, prior to the draft, I talked to a few teams, and I thought I was going to get drafted, but I was injured. And then I didn't get drafted, and then the Ducks called me like 30 minutes after the draft, invited me to the camp, but I couldn't go because I was recovering from wrist surgery. So I thought that was awesome. And then this year, I hope that again I maybe get drafted again, and I didn't, which wasn't that big of a deal. And then the Ducks called me again, and I knew it would be a great opportunity because I was healthy, and I was just super excited to have that chance.
That's awesome. Like, what was the experience like though? Is it kind of like a vibe in that room with all those guys from all over the place coming together and for the development camp? It almost seems like the first part of an audition before training camp. Is that kind of the vibe you guys got?
Yeah, it was kind of relaxed, though. A lot of guys told me it wasn't going to be that hard of a camp. Like, we just had stuff in the morning. Like, we'd work out and go through stuff and then skate. But, no, it was really competitive, and I had a blast. And I tried to ask a lot of questions because that was my goal coming in. I knew I wasn't a prospect. So I just tried to get as much info as I could from other guys and coaches and try to take that with me for the future.
So there's no nastiness or no rivalries coming to a head at any point during the camp there? We were hoping there might be a scrap.
No, there wasn't actually. We only scrimmaged one time, so we just practiced the rest of the days.
Because there was a scrap, I think, last season there was for sure. I don't remember who it was, but there was definitely a scrap during development camp last summer. I remember that. So I was wondering if there was some people returning that were going to have the same issue.
No, yeah, there was a good scrimmage, competitive, fast, and skilled, and no, there wasn't anything really. I guess there wasn't any beef, you'd say, but no, it wasn't that hard of a camp, I guess. But no, yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, you talked about the scrimmage, which was open to the fans on Sunday. Did you get a chance to kind of meet with any of the fans and talk with anybody that came out?
I didn't. I know a lot of the fans were coming up to like guys they knew or they seen been drafted. So that was cool to see. Like the whole stands was packed, and I didn't really expect that. And it was awesome atmosphere, and no, it was really cool.
And now that you've been through the entire camp, what were the favorite parts you had of development camp? Was it being able to see all the fans coming out? What was your kind of favorite moments?
I think just being able to experience like that type of hockey. It was really good hockey. All these guys are prospects or either invited like me, and all these guys some of these guys will be playing in the NHL soon. So if not, they'll all be playing professional hockey. So I guess just having that experience around guys like that and be able to ask questions and try to learn from them.
So when you had your time out here in California, we had Blake